Welcome back to SecurityGuideTV.com here at ASIS 2017, Dallas, Texas. Look who happened to walk into my show, Honeywell. One of my favorite. It's not a product, it's you're a thing, you're an enterprise, you're the name. Right. Who doesn't know what Honeywell is and what they were and where they came from? So I'm really happy to have you guys on the show. We got Samir and
Himanshu.
It was so easy to say Himanshu when I remembered. I'm so sorry.
Very good.
All right, now, tell us what you guys do specifically. Are you a certain division or?
That's right. So Himanshu?
So I'm Himanshu Khurana. I'm a global innovation leader with Honeywell.
Okay.
Working on new technologies and new products.
All right.
And Samir Jain, I'm the general manager of our enterprise solution. So all of our enterprise-related security products.
So this word enterprise is a great word. It's getting more and more common use right now.
Yeah.
People are starting to understand what it means. And I did a little interview with Cisco a couple years ago, right? Smart city stuff.
Right.
This is where we need to be. And are you guys trying to get there with the smart cities, interacting with the environment? Because a building is one thing, top to bottom. You guys can handle that. You have all the systems. You're integrated with the HVAC and all that kind of stuff, right? But we need to take that model, then expand it out to a smart city model, so everybody's on the same page. You guys working on that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Absolutely. If you think about it, from a safety security perspective, it's a continuum from the person, from the building or site they're in, the enterprise that they represent, and the city that they might live in. So we are looking at security holistically from one end to the other, designing systems and offerings that look at video, look at analytics, look at access control, look at data and people management, and take it all the way to the smart city. In fact, we have several projects that do city-scale surveillance systems with tens of thousands of cameras, because that's where the need is headed and the future is going. So we are at the forefront trying to deal with those challenges with our customers.
You guys been around a long time.
We have.
How long?
Well, the original Honeywell, over 100 years. But
it's that long? And what was the original?
Well, everyone remembers Honeywell. If you talk to anybody, it's the round thermostats.
That's right.
And so we've been doing that for a while, and now we've branched out. Obviously, security's been around for decades. Right. Honeywell's been an innovation leader in security. And as we talk about enterprise, right? So enterprise, as Himanshu has talked about, is about scalability, is about connectivity, is about integration. And it's a lot more than a single building. There's a lot of people that do security in some areas in a single building, but to do it at that kind of level, that's where Honeywell's strength has been.
Now, what is your scale and scope? We're talking Fortune 50 companies that have multiple buildings, multiple cities. We're going to integrate all that stuff. It's kind of one system, so to speak.
Right.
But I'm worried about the medium-sized businesses, and I'm worried about the small business guy, right? Can you guys scale down to that level, or is it really not cost effective?
It really is. So it's not always with the same solution.
Right.
The advantage that Honeywell has is we've got solutions that target different types of applications.
Oh, good.
Different size buildings. So we've got solutions that target the smart cities and the connected campuses. And then we've got solutions at the other end that say, hey, I don't have anybody that's dedicated to security or IT. I just need an end solution. And so can Honeywell help me with this security as a service? Get me started for a small little business, a small little building. And so we can scale from that to those smart cities and connected campuses.
See, I'm glad to hear this, because every company tells me, well, if you're not Fortune 50, that's not where I play. Yeah. And maybe we'll do medium if it's worth it. But very few companies, especially your size, are going to go down to that small business guy, because that guy's on the grid.
I was going to say.
He's on the net.
They're all connected,
His refrigerator in his restaurant, if he's not connected properly and you piss him off, the refrigerator's going to kill you. We need to know what's going on with the Internet of Things.
Yes.
And that small business could have 1,000 Internet of Things connections to his business, right? And not be a giant business. And so we have to be able to understand where all those things are on the network and integrate it all together. So I'm really happy to hear that you guys do that. I've done 500 shows. I haven't heard anybody your size that says, yeah, we'll go to a local butcher shop and talk to them. That's fantastic.
And Honeywell's core competency is not saying I can approach an enterprise level company.
Right.
Our core competency is, in one, our technologies that can be scalable, and two, our channel partners. Right? And our channel partners that we have that can go to market with, again, the smaller companies, the mid-sized companies, the larger companies. And so the full range, that's where Honeywell really is able to play.
And the more we do this, we realize that the challenges are not that different. The scale is what matters. So it's about designing solutions that meet the needs for safety and security, but then are able to scale, get the data, and manage the different layers of the system.
So give me an idea for people that might not understand that it's not just your mom's round thermostat anymore, all right? What are some of the vertical markets that you guys work in and develop in?
So airports, healthcare, hospitals. Off the top of my head, those are 3 big ones that we're in.
We're designing safety and security solutions for stadiums, universities, K-12 districts,
okay,
and commercial office buildings, where you're seeing more and more need of the balancing of security with better experience for your employees and staff.
Right.
So how did the trade-off happen? We're addressing those solutions as well.
All right, here's what I don't get about expediency, all right? I'm the most impatient guy in the universe. I won't stand in line for anything. I won't put up with somebody delaying something. I'm go gadget, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to security, if I got to stand there and be scanned and probed for 5 minutes, I'm going to do it. I have all the patience in the world for that. I get time to market. I get time. I get I get employees. You know, 1 million employees that are 3 minutes late equals a lot of money. I get that part. But is it really that much of a delay? I mean, are people really focused on the expediency? Because your trade-off is, I'm not fast, but I'm dead. That part I don't get.
Right.
And I think the society has to really change that mindset. I think after 9/11, we were all like, okay, let's take our time. And now, 9/11, well, that was your grandfather's terrorist attack. That's not mine. I don't think about that anymore. My kids don't think about 9/11.
Yeah.
That's just something
That's
in the
old
history book
news,
today. Yeah.
Well, so we'll never trade our security for expediency. Right, so expediency is always, in every industry that you look at, that's always going to be something critical. And we'll never trade our security of our occupants for that. But we are always looking to say, all right, can we get occupants through buildings
and
into buildings faster while staying very safe and secure?
All right, good. What is the number one thing most of your enterprise clients are concerned about? Does anything pop up? Is it active shooter, or is it burglaries? What is it?
I think it's vertical dependent, right? So when you look at a campus type environment, active shooter is probably the number one concern right now. If you
in a campus environment,
No,
because it can happen anywhere, and it does.
It can happen anywhere.
All right, interesting.
But in other places, the reason why I bring that up is because if you have a single building environment, you have more perimeter control. If you're on a campus, you're more open, so they feel like they're more exposed, and they're looking for new solutions to balance that out.
That's
and
fair.
do that effectively. If you look at enterprise buildings, their number one concern is how do they keep secure with new and emerging threats while maintaining a good visitor experience and a good brand presence.
Yeah.
So what's that trade-off look like for them? And airports, you can imagine their concerns are around maintaining the perimeter of the airport and the passengers that travel internationally and how they can keep that security going. It's interesting at airport, TSA cares about security, they're really important, and the retail may care about how soon people are out of security so they can spend more time with retail.
Which is interesting, It's
so
kind of
these
both
trade-offs
sides.
are emerging, and as Samir said, never let go of security, that's too much of a risk. But how do you trade this off is getting interesting.
And as Samir just talked about a lot of the big potential security threats, the other thing that end users are concerned about is the maintenance of the system. The security of the system itself.
Sustainability, I call it.
Absolutely, yes. Right. So how do you pick a vendor that you know is a reliable vendor that continues to be able to maintain on a cost-based basis and like you said, the sustainability of it.
I used to do facilities at Fox and security, right?
Yeah.
And we're building the building, and they came in and they said, we're putting in a terrazzo floor. And I went, I don't want a terrazzo floor. And they said, how come? I said, because the maintenance on it cost me a freaking fortune, right? Polishing, grinding, sanding, blah, blah, blah. So I always thought in the future about not what's going to cost me now.
Right.
Because if I buy it with today's dollars, it's cheaper to buy it with today's dollars than get tomorrow's dollar, but it's more expensive if you don't get the sustainability and the maintenance part of it, right?
Right. It's the total cost of ownership.
Yeah, and people don't think about that when they throw in security. And now the other problem is I got 1 million person shortage of IT professionals that can program this stuff, but I got 1 million guards.
May I have your attention, please?
Really? You do this every year to me.
The exhibit hall is closed.
We'll just
for
wait
the
for
day.
him. All right.
Sure.
The
Edit.
hall will reopen tomorrow morning at
How
10
nice
a.m.
of you.
Have a good evening.
Oh, well, they do it every year to me.
Okay.
All right. And I got 1 million guards over here. They're going to get replaced by automation.
Yeah.
And they weren't trained in the technology. So when we say easy, how easy is Honeywell's interfaces, graphic user interface, integration for, the future really, I hate to say it, untrained personnel.
Oh, yeah.
That you're putting the guy in charge of your $1 billion property and he really doesn't have the training for it.
So there's a few things we're doing. Maybe you could start with some of the CCS stuff.
Yeah, so what you point out is a great story of the digital transformation that's going all around us. where software and technology are more and more capable, and yet it's about transforming the skill set of the people to use them effectively.
Exactly, that's right.
That balance that we're dealing with. So, we just recently launched a mobile-based access control, for example, and we are able to have simple training module for guards to use it, even though it's a different type of access control. You can still make it work with the same skill set because they're already in the building and managing it. Samir mentioned another offering, Command and Control Suite, which essentially brings the data of an entire building, of an entire campus, through a simple visual interface, and you can just click and zoom. You can, it's like a simple interface to view what's happening in the building, and anyone can work with it and deal with it.
And this is where you see what Apple has done to the entire industry and to the entire world is understand what pinch and zoom are, understand how to quickly get to the interface to where the problem is, and that's what the Command and Control Suite does. It's so intuitive because it's using the tools that we already do on a daily basis.
Just like in the movies, it's here.
That's right.
All those computers that weren't real are now real.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Honeywell.com, Samir and Himanshu. Close?
Yes.
Thank you. Very good.
Thank you.
We're back in a minute here. Even though we're kicked out getting the bums rushed, we got one more interview to do on SecurityGuideTV.com. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
I love Honeywell. Great product.
Appreciate it.
Great service, you guys.
Thank you.
Really happy to be in the space. Back in a minute. Take us out there,
Thank you.
Sean.